You're this perp back with another video, and I just got done watching the first season of Blood of Zeus. Now, I originally reviewed the first episode that's on my second channel, The Prophets of Geek Culture. That's kind of like my non-spoiler, kind of give you the gist type of video. So if you don't want to be spoiled, check that out in the description below. And also follow me on Twitter at perpminded420. If this is your first time checking me out, hit that subscribe button and hit that like button. So with all that being said, let's get right into it. I don't waste no more time. So picking up with episode 2, we get a lot more backstory on Zeus, because in the first episode, we find out that Zeus has been with Heron the whole time, and that kind of blew my mind. I was like, yo, what other kind of reveals that they got going on here? You got the demons and whatnot becoming a big problem in this village, like I was saying in my initial review of the first episode. But we dive a lot more into these characters as the episodes go on. Like episode 2, 3, and 4 were some of the most amazing things I've seen in this show. They're some of my favorite episodes. You know, you find out the whole backstory on how Zeus met Heron's mother and how that turned into some drama, and she was getting abused by this king, and Zeus felt like he needed to step in. And mind you, gods aren't supposed to step in to mortal affairs and whatnot. It could cost them their lives as well, or their power. And this is where things get really interesting, because Hera, which is Zeus's wife, and another goddess, a goddess, and she's pissed that Zeus has been going behind her back, and Zeus ain't shit. Like, when you find out how, like, he kind of treats Hera, he doesn't really love her as much, and you can't blame him because he's a god. And they really dive into Zeus's psyche throughout this series. Like, it's more about Hera and Zeus more than it is about Heron. Heron and Seraphim are brothers, kind of half brothers. You know, Heron thought his brother died a long time ago, and it's their paths are meant to cross. You know, they speak a lot about faith and just letting faith take the wheel of a lot of situations and not intervening. But this becomes a whole revenge story for Hera, and man, she is Queen Petty. When I say petty, she is petty. But I don't blame her, because Zeus ain't shit, bro. He has a bunch of like bastards and stuff, a lot of bastard kids. And man, when I say the tension was brewing between these two, it's like Zeus wouldn't hesitate to kill Hera, but at the same time, Hera wouldn't hesitate to hurt Zeus. And she knows she has to go by the rules, so she uses, you know, Heron and Seraphim as her advantage, especially Seraphim, because he has such a tragic backstory, but he's such a great villain to me, and he's just caught up in these gods' affairs and just is being used as a pawn, where he was originally like the dude that was kind of turning people into demons and whatnot. He was just a savage character. And when you get to, I think it's episode 4, where you get his backstory and you see the similarities between him and Heron, they both had hard upbringings, but damn, like, I think Seraphim got it the worst, because he was a baby and his uncle was going to his uncle pretty much just tossed him over a cliff to die and left him there. But like I said, fate has different things in store for each one of these characters, and it gets to the point where, you know, Seraphim is like really winning. Like halfway through this, he kidnaps he takes Heron captive, and this is where we meet some other different characters. I think it was Yvonne and Kofi. Those are kind of like the comedic relief. I don't know what they're gonna do if they do have a season 2 with those characters. I would want to see them kind of get more character development, because they started off as smugglers and now they kind of have a different path and have a different mindset now, just because of all the events that's happened. But man, every episode has just been really gripping. It just keeps you hooked. Some things, I will say, do kind of seem predictable, but you kind of let that go and you just enjoy what you're watching, because the action in this is just incredible to me. Limbs getting cut off, guts everywhere. Like, this is epic. This show is so epic, man. And from the music to even the animation. Now let me talk about the animation a little bit more, because there's, at times, you can tell that the animation isn't the cleanest, but when it is clean, man, I could really appreciate it. I really appreciate that they didn't like throw a bunch of CGI bullshit in this. Like, I was really worried about that, because Netflix is known to do that with their anime, which I like I said, I wouldn't categorize this as Japanese anime. This is more of like an American anime, similar to like Avatar or like Afro Samurai, something like that. But man, just the whole story where you just get everybody's backstory, and just tragic, man, just tragic, death everywhere, and the shit that Zeus had to go through, and just him figuring out, trying to just be a good father towards Heron, because he's a god, so he can't really relate to being human, but he can kind of relate to the emotion, and like, he gets emotional. You definitely see that throughout this series. Like, these gods definitely have emotions. Some of them have egos, but overall, you can kind of sympathize with a lot of these different characters, even though, you know, you have Zeus that just likes to sling peen everywhere, and just it's crazy, man. And to see all the different gods, and it's so interesting that they waited till like the last episode to show Hades, and it all makes sense, man. I see where they're possibly going with the season 2 if Netflix sticks to their guns and gets that made, that Hades will be a big part into season 2, because we didn't really see much of him at all. And not to mention the Titans, man. These aren't your Disney Titans. No, these aren't your Hercules Titans where there's 4 Titans. They're all big ass unique Titans. There's one Titan that has like 4 breastises, which I thought was hilarious. I've never seen that. Like, I seen Total Recall where you get the one chick with the 3 titties. I've never seen a chick with 4 titties. That was interesting. But the Titans were cool. I kind of wish they did more with them, but there's more things on the surface that I feel like they covered a lot. They covered a lot in this first season, which, like, I'm scratching my head. What could they possibly continue to do to keep this story going? And when you get to the end, you can kind of figure it out. And I'm wondering if Seraph will get redeemed down the line. Probably not, because of all the killing and murdering he has done in his life has led him down that dark path. So I don't know. I'm so curious to see if they come back with a second season, kind of touch up on the animation a little bit, polish it up a little bit more. I'd be cool if they even extend this to like 10 episodes, because 8 episodes went by fast. And the final episode was pure epicness. That was straight up anime. That was an amazing battle. I'm not going to spoil that for you, but all I'm going to say is that's what Dragon Ball Z Battle of Gods should have been. Like, legit Battle of Gods and Titans and everything. It was amazing. If you've seen this all the way through, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Till next time, I'm out. Peace.